Hey, welcome back guys. In this video, we're going to solve for x. These are similar figures, and remember, similar figures have corresponding sides that are proportional and corresponding angles that are congruent. Congruent means equal. I have a small quadrilateral and a large quadrilateral. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to draw the large quadrilateral. So I can have them oriented the same direction, facing the same direction. Now there's two right angles here. When I look at my large quadrilateral, the dimension between the two right angles is the 17.5. So I'm going to label that. Then between my right angle and this angle 2 is 25. Then here is going to be, I'm just calling it an angle 1. Between angle 1 and angle 2 is 30. Okay, now they're both facing the same direction. So between the right angle and angle 1 is x, and I'm trying to figure out the value of that. So we'll set up a proportion. I'm going to say small quadrilateral on the left side and then large quadrilateral on the right. So I can use any dimension I want. I definitely have to use x because x corresponds to 4. Meaning this side corresponds to this side. Now I can pick 30, 17.5, or 25 to complete my ratio table, or proportion. Sorry, I should have said proportion. I'm going to go with 25. I definitely don't want to mess with decimals. So it'll be 25 on the large side and then 10 for the small side. Now, I'm looking for a relationship to go from 10 to 4 or 10 to 25. Or I can scale them down. I'll scale down just because the same way you can simplify fractions, you can simplify ratios. 10 and 25 are both divisible by 5. So they both get scaled down by 5. 10 becomes 2. 25 becomes 5. So in essence, now you have a new proportion. You can rewrite it. You don't have to. Now you can see there's a relationship from 2 to 4. 2 scaled by 4 will give me 2. I'll scale 5 by 2, and then x would be 10. All right, we're going to do one more. All right, my suggestion is copy this problem down and then come back and check and let's compare work. All right, so I have two similar triangles. Okay, so I have a small triangle and a large. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to redraw the small one for the large triangle. You don't have to. It's up to you which one. I just feel like that one would be easier. This is large. And then now I'm going to go back to the small triangle, and then I'm going to copy the same angles. Annotations is what I mean. Okay. Now, between angle 2 and angle 3 is what I'm looking for. 2 and 3 is 42. Now I'm going to look between angle 1 and angle 3, and that would be x. And then the last part is angle 1 and angle 2. That would be 28. All I did was I copied the small on the large triangle, and then I used what I drew to go back to the large to find my dimensions. Now I'm going to draw my table for small and large. The only values on the small side can be from the small triangle. I definitely have to use x on the large. Oh, I don't know why I wrote small. I mean medium. I don't know. It's supposed to be large. So I have to use x. Now looking at the small, it's easier to tell now that x corresponds to 20. Now, I get to pick 42 or 28. Because I don't want to deal with that fraction, I'm going to go with 42. Now, if you would like to, you can. So for the large will be 42. That corresponds to 16. It's not easy to see the relationship, so just the way fractions can be simplified, so can ratios. I'm going to use 16 and 42, and let's see if that helps. Scale it down by 2. I end up with 8 and 21. That really didn't help. Okay, however, that doesn't mean I can quit. I'm going to rewrite it so it's not messy. Now what I'll do is I'll scale 20 and 8, and this becomes 4. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't even divide by 2, and this gives me 10. I could scale down again, and I'm not even sure if it's going to help, but I'm trying. Half of 4 is 2. All right, so this isn't great, but it is better. I do know that 2 times 2.5 will give me 5. So I'm going to scale my 2 by 2.5. And then I'm also going to scale 21 by 2.5. Nobody says you have to simplify. You can start solving, and I know my kids do that, and I'm okay with it. I'm going to use the left side of the screen. 2.5 times 21. So I found out that after I scaled 21 by 2.5, that my unknown x is 52.5. I apologize. I'm all over the place here. Hopefully you were able to follow along. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe.